sustainable tourism means also ensuring that we can protect natural resources, we can protect cultural heritage for our children, and so making sure also that they can look at a world that is cared for and not really degraded through tourism activities. My name is Mich Goh, and I'm the Public Policy Director for Airbnb in the Asia Pacific region. Sustainability and sustainable tourism are incredibly important to Airbnb, and we believe that it's only through sustainable tourism that travel can be inclusive for everyone involved. Airbnb does this in 3 different ways. The first is through our business operations. So to that end, we've committed to become a carbon zero company by 2030, and we're making good progress along the way. The second way in which we do so is in working with our community of hosts and guests. So with that, we invest a lot of time and effort in educating them on sustainable practices that they can then incorporate into their travel and into their hosting behavior. Finally, we work with various communities at the local level to strengthen their ability to host sustainable travel. We work a lot also just to strengthen communities in general so that they can accelerate the benefits of tourism in their local areas. So in a local survey that we ran in 2024, we saw that guests are actually more invested in traveling sustainably. So 40% of them believe that travel and staying in an Airbnb is actually a more sustainable form of tourism accommodation. We also know that similarly 40% when they stay in an Airbnb listing during their travel, they're also invested in more sustainable practices. So 40% of them actually recycle or compost actively during their stay. And then finally, 40% of them also choose to adopt more sustainable travel practices during their stay itself as a way of reducing their carbon footprint. We do a lot to educate our hosts when it comes to sustainable tourism. We've compiled different ways in which hosts can make their hosting more energy efficient. In certain parts of the world also, we've provided hosts with access to experts who can help advise them on how to make their hosting and their listings more environmentally sustainable. For Airbnb, sustainable tourism isn't just something that we think about from an environmental perspective. It's something that we also think about from a social, from a cultural perspective, as well as an economic perspective. In 2022 alone, Airbnb travel activity contributed to 22.5 billion USD in GDP across the APAC region. And we know that 1/3 of this travel was happening outside of the urban area. So in doing so, it helps to bring the benefits of travel to more local communities, and it basically also helps governments to spread the benefits of tourism and to make sure that crowded urban areas are made less crowded. Yeah, I think there are numerous concerns, but there have been many studies that have also found that Airbnb doesn't significantly impact the availability or affordability of housing stock in most of the local communities and markets in which we are in. In fact, in the top 50 largest destinations for us globally, Airbnbs that were hosted for more than 90 nights a year in 2023 were found to comprise only 0.5% of the housing stock. So I think in general, the housing crisis or the housing challenges that we're seeing in multiple cities is really a concern of housing availability. And also we've been working with governments and organizations across the housing sphere to try and support and find ways in which we can play a role as well.